Yeah, we are seeing the birth of a superstar.
Tyrese crossover, Maxey! Oh my goodness, what a play!
I don't know if he's going to beat out Nikola Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and different, other guys for MVP, but getting MVP, that's the type of level that he's playing at, carrying this team night in and night out.
Back to Maxey. Crowd asking for more.
No way. Every once in a while, basketball gives us a story that feels bigger than the game itself.
And it is recovered by Milton. He'll advance to Maxey.
2 possessions in zone for Philly, 2 turnovers.
Not a story about fame or hype, but about a player who quietly built his way into greatness.
3 minutes gone by in the fourth. Philadelphia 74, the Knicks 72. Cross and sauce. Tyrese Maxey.
One workout, one possession, one night at a time.
Maxey, Holiday on him. Spins back to his right. Maxey, it's good!
This is the kind of story that doesn't start under bright lights, but in empty gyms, where belief and obsession meet.
Points credit to this guy, Tyrese Maxey. He's got 40, make it 43!
Tyrese Maxey's journey wasn't supposed to be like this. He wasn't born into stardom or handed the keys to a franchise. He came in through the side door, no headlines, no guarantees, just a relentless drive to prove that he belonged. Every time people tried to put a ceiling on him, he just kept pushing higher. When they said he was too small, he got stronger. When they said he couldn't shoot, he worked until he could. And when they said Philadelphia needed a star, he became one. Because that's the thing about Maxey.
Yeah, we are seeing the birth of a superstar here. He is playing like a superstar, which has really enabled the Sixers to not think about Embiid on a night in, night out basis. The best compliment I can give him is that he won Most Improved Player 2 years ago, and I think he could win it again this year because he has taken his game to another level. He's really developed 3-level scoring close to the basket with both hands.
He doesn't wait for respect, he earns it. He plays with a joy that hides the hours of sacrifice, a smile that almost distracts you from the killer instinct underneath. In a league full of hype, he's built on heart. And in a city that demands effort above everything, he's become the symbol of what it means to fight for every inch.
Look, he's essentially become the face of the franchise in Philadelphia. And you think about giving them a chance to stay competitive and what that means in the Eastern Conference. I mean, it gives him a chance as well to be an all-NBA type player. I don't know if he's going to beat out Nikola Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and different, other guys for MVP, but getting MVP, that's the type of level that he's playing at, carrying this team night in and night out.
This isn't just a story about basketball stats or awards. It's about transformation, from overlooked prospect to franchise cornerstone, from promise to proof. This is the story of Tyrese Maxey, the player who turned hard work into history and made Philadelphia believe again.
I want to say thank you so much, and I thank Philadelphia for this opportunity. I promise you it won't be a regret.
Before we go any further, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd really appreciate the feedback. And if you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It may seem small, but it really helps support the channel. Back in 2020, Tyrese Maxey made a bold promise to the city of Philadelphia, and by 2026, he didn't just keep it, he owned it. He's not just a rising star anymore. He's the heartbeat of the Philadelphia 76ers. From high school dominance to earning All-American honors, Maxey looked like a future star. But when he got to Kentucky, things didn't go as planned. He struggled to shoot, couldn't stay efficient, and got labeled as an undersized defender who couldn't hold his own against bigger guards. Scouts doubted him hard during that strange COVID year, and his draft stock dropped fast. But Daryl Morey saw something nobody else did, a spark, and used the 21st pick on him. That move changed everything. Since stepping into the league, Maxey's been a nightmare for defenders. Quick, unpredictable, and fearless at all 3 levels. By his 6th year, he's pushing MVP conversations and locking up opponents on defense, ranking top 5 in steals and blocks among guards. What once looked like a long shot has turned into one of the league's most complete players. Everyone in the NBA knows now, you can't sleep on Tyrese Maxey. They know exactly what makes him dangerous, what makes him special. Even NBA legends can't stop talking about him. They're calling Maxey one of the most electric guards in the East, the man ready to carry Philly into a new era. He's that rare American guard with a real shot at breaking the recent streak of international MVPs. Tyrese Maxey isn't just good, he's a monster in the making. Still, being drafted 21st isn't the same as going top 3. Those lottery guys walk in with hype and minutes waiting for them. Maxey had to fight for everything, every play, every possession, earning his spot with sweat and patience. He started as a one-and-done rookie buried behind Ben Simmons on a playoff team. But when the Aussie gave up on the Sixers, Maxey finally got his shot. From there, it was nothing but steady grind and growth until 2024, the year he truly exploded into superstardom. And even Tyrese Halliburton was one of the first to say it. This kid was different.
I think he's playing at probably the highest his confidence level has ever been. I think that he's really in a good space mentally and with his game, in the sense of he's so fast that picking him up higher up the floor is not beneficial for you. But at the same time, if you don't pick him up high enough, he has range, and Joel sets elite screens if you're not high enough and through the screen. So I think that he's become a really tough cover, and with his speed and the separation he can get on his step backs and things like that, I think he's been really good.
Tyrese Halliburton didn't just say Maxey was playing the best basketball of his career, he meant it. And Maxey went on to prove him right by winning Most Improved Player later that same season. But Halliburton also dropped a line that really stood out. He's in a great mental state. That said more than stats ever could. By 2023, Maxey wasn't just playing basketball anymore, he was mastering it. The game slowed down for him, and he started reading defenses like a veteran. As Halliburton noted, Maxey learned how to control the pace, breaking down defenders with his mix of lightning speed and smooth shooting. He went from trying to keep up to being the one setting the rhythm, and Halliburton wasn't the only one who saw it coming. Before Maxey's explosion in 2025, Kevin Durant had already hinted at it in early 2024. He didn't need to spell it out. His tone said everything. Durant knew Maxey was about to take over.
Look around the league and you see, I'm gonna miss a lot of guys, but you see Shea, Ant, Book, Luka, Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Halliburton. There's so many guys that are inspiring the next generations of hoopers after them to become basketball players that you can't just pinpoint it to one.
That's some serious company right there. Names that define the top tier of the league. During that 2024 run, Tyrese Maxey wasn't just improving, he was emerging as a true star. Hearing your name alongside Shea, Jalen, Devin, Anthony, Luka, or Halliburton has to feel unreal, especially when that praise comes from one of the greatest scorers in basketball history. That kind of recognition means something. It showed Maxey had officially joined the conversation with the best. When you really look at Philly this season, everything seems to orbit around one truth. Tyrese Maxey runs the show, the system, the spacing, the crunch time calls, even the energy in the building. It all bends his way. And it's not because of hype or fancy promos, it's because his game forces everyone to face the same reality. If you want control, excitement, and results, you hand Maxey the rock. Right now, he's living around the 30 points a night neighborhood, hovering between 28 and 30 like it's nothing. What's wild is how normal it started to look. There's no dramatic buildup when he crosses the high 20s anymore. That's just his standard now. Defenses can trap him, double him, or force him to pass early. And yet, by the fourth quarter, the scoreboard tells the same story. He's still there, putting up numbers, closing games, and making it look effortless. He's hitting around 47% from the field and close to 39% from deep, all while carrying one of the heaviest offensive loads in the East. But here's where it gets special. His scoring hasn't taken away from anything else. While he's lighting up the scoreboard, he's also setting the table, averaging nearly 7 assists per game. He's reading defenses like a seasoned QB, knowing exactly when that corner help defender cheats one step too far, and boom, the pass hits the shooter right in rhythm. The offense keeps moving, never forced, never stuck. Add in over 4 rebounds a night, many of them in traffic or turning straight into fast breaks, and you start to see the full picture, a guard impacting every single piece of the game. Every great player eventually has that moment, the performance that defines who they become. For Maxey, that snapshot came in November against the Milwaukee Bucks. It wasn't just a hot shooting night, it was total domination mixed with leadership and poise. He dropped 54 points from everywhere, deep threes, twisting drives, clutch free throws when it mattered most. And somehow he still managed to dish out 9 assists, plus make plays on defense that swung the game. 3 steals, 3 blocks, in overtime, against one of the toughest teams in the league. By the final buzzer, there wasn't a question left to ask about whether he'd arrived. That debate was over. The only thing left to wonder was how much higher Tyrese Maxey could possibly climb. But the season kept proving that Maxey's explosion wasn't just a one-time show, it was his new reality. Night after night, he kept dropping reminders. Multiple games over 40 points, often paired with 8 or more assists, showing that he can torch any defense without ever slipping into selfish play. Whenever Philly needed everything, Maxey gave them everything. Look at the matchup against the Dallas Mavericks. 34 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds. Almost a triple-double, all while running the floor like a maestro. He attacked when the defense hesitated, created when it overreacted, and tightened up on defense when the tide started to shift. It wasn't a loud stat line. It was one that spoke for itself. Controlled dominance from start to finish. Then came the road trip against the Phoenix Suns, one of those games that usually drains a team before it even starts. Travel, fatigue, a hostile crowd. None of it rattled him. Maxey calmly put up 29, shredded traps, and made sure every fourth quarter possession had purpose. No panic, no drama, just steady command. As the weeks went by, those performances started to change the atmosphere around him. Teammates cut sharper because they knew the ball would find them. Coaches gave him more room to operate because he earned their trust to improvise within the system. Even the crowd started reacting differently. You could feel them stand a little earlier, sensing the inevitable run before it happened. By the time games hit the fourth quarter, when everything tightens and nerves take over, Maxey's numbers weren't just stats anymore. They became pressure. Opponents already knew the story. He's living near 30 points, flirting with double-digit assists, shooting efficiently, and doing it against every kind of defense. Elite, desperate, and everything in between. Yet even with the scouting reports, they still couldn't stop him. That's why his all-star starting spot didn't feel like some surprise celebration. It felt like order being restored. His production demanded attention, and his consistency demanded respect. This season has revealed the complete version of Tyrese Maxey. The blinding speed and contagious energy are still there, but now there's precision behind every move. He reads time, score, matchups, and emotions like a veteran. He knows when the team needs him to chase 30 and when 22 points plus flawless distribution will seal the win. He understands that 7 assists can break an opponent's confidence just as easily as 7 straight buckets. Philadelphia isn't waiting for him to become the future anymore. He is the present. Through his numbers, his leadership, and the calm fire he plays with every night, Tyrese Maxey has officially taken the throne. When it comes to bold takes about Tyrese Maxey, Meta World Peace stole the show at the 2025 NBA Celebrity All-Star Game. When asked who his favorite player was, the former legend didn't blink. He dropped 2 names. First, Kawhi Leonard, the silent assassin. And second, the surprise, Tyrese Maxey. Meta didn't just mention him in passing. He said it with real confidence, like he knew Maxey was on the verge of something huge.
You look at a guy in the league today and say, that's a young Ron Artest.
I'll reverse it. When I look at the league today, who would I want to be like?
Who is that?
I would want to be like Kawhi Leonard and now Maxey. Kawhi's still my favorite.
Okay.
He's still the king. But if I had to pick one out of Maxey and Kawhi, that's tough because both those guys, that's what I wish my game was like. Maxey, he'll be MVP short.
Meta is a legend in his own right. But let's be real. His whole style and mindset couldn't be more different from Tyrese Maxey's. That's exactly why his praise hit harder. It came from a genuine place. He said he loves how Maxey plays and the energy, the control, the joy. And then he started throwing out some wild predictions that had everyone talking. Remember, Maxey didn't even make the All-Star team that year after being selected in 2023, but Meta still went all in. He said he expected Maxey to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the near future, plus rack up multiple titles before his career's over. That's next-level confidence. And here's the thing. It's not like those predictions were that crazy anymore. This season, Maxey's sitting comfortably in the top 10 of the MVP race and ranks top 5 in the entire league in stocks per game. That's steals plus blocks as a 6'2" guard. Meta might have sounded wild, but Maxey heard it loud and clear and basically said, "Watch me prove you right." And the list of big names who praised Maxey before his full breakout doesn't stop there.
Harden, nice bounce pass to Maxey, reverse layup is good.
Back in 2022, even James Harden, his teammate at the time, showed love to Tyrese in his own, let's say, unique way. And
people, you're not like under the radar no more. Like people know that, you know how good you are right now and the potential that you have. So people are gonna start pushing you around, and I don't want to see no more smiling. But all in all, he's a really good kid. He works his butt off, and you know, we're looking for big things out of him.
James Harden took Maxey under his wing in Philly, and he didn't make it easy. He became that tough mentor who pushed Maxey past his limits, not just with compliments, but with challenges. When Maxey started shining in 2022, Harden made sure he knew that stretch was only the beginning. Fast forward to 2026, and it's a mix of pride and irony for James. Yeah, Maxey turned into the killer he predicted, but that trademark smile, still untouched. And if you're wondering why he's such a killer now, no one described it better than LeBron James on Mind the Game podcast. LeBron didn't sugarcoat it. Maxey's rise wasn't about luck or just raw potential. It was built on pure work, discipline, and an obsession with getting better every single day. Bron saw it early, and he made sure everyone else knew it too.
And Bron made that clear from the beginning.
I'm going to talk about, because he's been taking a leap after leap after leap over the last few years, is Tyrese Maxey. I've worked out and trained with him over the last few summers, every morning, 5 a.m., we're in the gym, 5:30, whatever, in the gym, and you just see like his dedication, shows up on time, on target every single day. A guy who just loves the game and is taking full advantage of the opportunity in Philly.
If the King invites you to train with him in the summer, you know it's for a reason. Yeah, both LeBron and Maxey are Rich Paul clients, but Bron doesn't just open his gym to anyone. People across the league say the same thing. Maxey's work ethic is next level. His motto, 1% better every day, isn't just a quote, it's how he lives. That's why LeBron rates him so highly. It's not only the talent, it's the hunger, the focus, the constant push to get better. Bron sees that and knows Maxey's built to last.
You know, what I was possessed with, and I'm going to take full advantage of it and not only use that to my advantage, but also it creates so much, like you said, that downhill pressure at the rim. But also a lot of guys know his speed, so they try to like cut him off, and his ability to have a tight handle and snatch back and hit those step back threes, you know, and get to the free throw line and make his mid-range, like, and make his floater. The kid has, he has everything, and you know, he's one of the best, you know, point guards, obviously not only in the Eastern Conference, but, you know, in the NBA.
Imagine hearing the man half the world calls the GOAT say that you're one of the best point guards in the entire NBA. That's got to feel better than draft night itself. On the podcast, LeBron James didn't hold back. He called Maxey a true three-level scorer, pointing out his slick handle, his explosive first step going downhill, and that smooth, deadly floater. In simple terms, Bron said what everyone's been realizing, Tyrese Maxey is a complete scorer. But LeBron wasn't the only legend giving props. On the very same podcast, Steve Nash chimed in with something that hit just as deep. He pointed out how much Maxey's decision-making and control have leveled up recently, showing that it's not just about scoring anymore, it's about mastering the whole game.
He's also gone up in his three-point usage, like he's shooting more threes, playing off the ball a lot more than he was, so I like that there's a balance there. He obviously has the transition, he obviously has pick and roll, ISO, but getting off the ball, running off actions, making people chase, turn the corner, or shoot from three has added a kind of a new element and balance to his game.
From Steve Nash's point of view, basketball looks completely different than it does for LeBron. And that's what makes his perspective on Maxey so interesting. Nash, being an undersized guard himself, had to rely on IQ, timing, and movement to survive among giants. So when he talks about Maxey, he's not just admiring the scoring, he's seeing the evolution of a guard who learned to weaponize everything without the ball. Maxey's always been a combo guard, quick handle, explosive scoring, but he wasn't seen as an elite off-ball threat until now. These days, he's become one of the league's most dangerous shooters, learning to use his gravity the way Steph Curry does. Defenders can't take a step off him, not even for a second. And Maxey knows that. He understands that his sheer speed and constant motion create chaos. Defenders chase him, lanes open, teammates get cleaner looks. He's turned off-ball movement into another layer of dominance, and Nash captured that perfectly. But even with all that praise, there's one person who loves Maxey's game more than anyone, his biggest supporter, Joel Embiid. Since day one, Joel has treated Tyrese like a little brother. He's pushed him, encouraged him, and given him space to grow into a true superstar. Their bond goes beyond basketball. It's built on trust and mutual respect. So when the question came up in 2024 about whether Tyrese deserved to make the All-Star team, Embiid didn't hesitate. He was the first one ready to speak up, always ready to remind everyone just how special Maxey really is.
I mean, I don't think it's a question. He should be. He's way better than All-Star. He should be. I know there's not much of a difference, but, you know, being a starter is a little different than, you know, just being an all-star. So, you know, he should definitely be a starter. He's been consistent all season, you know, carrying us, you know, doing whatever it takes, and we're winning. So that counts for something.
Joel didn't just say Tyrese should be an all-star. He said he should be a starter. And he had the perfect explanation for it. Embiid said Maxey completely changes Philly's energy. His speed, shooting, and non-stop effort lift everyone around him. When Tyrese is on the court, the offense flows, the defense wakes up, and the whole team just clicks. That's why to Joel, Maxey isn't just an all-star, he's the all-star.
And he's been doing that all season. That's our guy. Full quarter, we know where the ball's got to go. We gonna go to Tyrese. You know, he plays, you know, the full, you know, quarter. So, you know, he gets hot. You know, he's been carrying us all season long. In the full quarter. So, you know, we just gotta give him the ball and put the ball in his hand.
And that's exactly what I mean when I say Joel gave Maxey the space to grow. Even while Embiid was in the middle of his career season, the same one where he dropped 70 points on Wembanyama's Spurs before going down with an injury, he was still giving credit to Maxey. Joel flat out said that Tyrese was the one carrying the Sixers. And when it came to crunch time, he made it clear the ball had to be in Maxey's hands. Keep in mind, Embiid was averaging 36 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists a game, fresh off an MVP season. And he was still calling himself the number 2 option. That's wild, but it shows just how much he believes in Tyrese. When you listen to NBA legends talk about Maxey, the themes are always the same. First, his work ethic. Everyone brings it up. They say he's got that Mamba mentality, the obsession with improvement that separates stars from superstars. And he's proving it every year, not just with the 2024 Most Improved Player trophy, but with the way he's built himself. Literally, Maxey entered the league as a skinny kid with quick feet and big dreams. Now he's a physical powerhouse, stronger, faster, and more explosive. And that transformation has completely changed his defense. He's not just holding his own anymore, he's locking people up. Then comes the part everyone agrees on. He's unstoppable. His speed is elite, his range keeps stretching deeper, and he keeps adding new tools to his bag every single week. When he's on the floor, every level of scoring, inside and mid-range and beyond the arc, is covered. And lately, he's become a better playmaker, proving he's more than just a scorer. What stands out most is how he's not content with just sharpening his strengths. He's hunting down his weaknesses and turning them into weapons. If I had to sum up Tyrese Maxey in one sentence, it would be this: no one as fast as Maxey can shoot like Maxey, and no one who can shoot like Maxey is as fast as Maxey. After hearing everything about Tyrese Maxey's journey, his growth, his grind, his rise from overlooked to unstoppable, what stands out to you the most? Is it his mindset, his speed, the way he turned hard work into superstardom, or maybe it's how he's reshaped what leadership looks like in Philly? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely want to know how you see his story, and I'm truly thankful for every opinion you share. If you enjoyed this one, give it a like, share it with someone who loves a good basketball story, and subscribe to Ball Stories for more deep dives into the game's most powerful journeys. And don't go just yet. There are more stories waiting for you on this channel. Maybe the next one will surprise you even more. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care and peace.